Hi everyone, this is Paul here reporting on the new moon in Aries at 3:56 a.m. Universal Time +1 British Summer Time. This new moon is the first one of the astrological year and is the first major opportunity to really set intentions for new beginnings, and it also covers areas like authenticity, self-reliance, autonomy, authenticity towards ourselves and being our authentic selves in public, and having the courage to take the risk in terms of initiating new actions towards goals that we may have been holding onto, but we haven't actually taken any action towards them out of fear so far. Because Aries is very much a sign that gives us the courage to take risks which we might not ordinarily do. So this new moon is really an opportunity to look at the goals that we want to set for ourselves, both for the immediate month, because each lunar cycle is an opportunity to set new goals. So we don't just have the yearly goals, so this is a time for initiating. We also have monthly ones, so if we have any short-term goals, this is a good time for setting those ones as well. But with it being the first new moon of the astrological year, this is also a chance to set the long-term goal for the whole of the year, which will then hopefully by this time next year we'll see the long-term fruit of that, and hopefully we would have evolved significantly as individuals, and our levels of courage and authenticity will be a lot higher by this time next year than they may be at the moment. So this Aries new moon, as well as the sun and moon here, we have several other planets. We've got Venus retrograde is happening here, and she's really digging up all the anger and issues that we've had in relationships where we may have been burying issues and resentments, but now they're coming up to be resolved. We also have Pallas Athena here, so she's a goddess of wisdom, the arts, politics, and in terms of art form, we may be looking at stuff to do with our bodily movements, so aesthetic through physical exercise. And her wisdom is all about taking inspired action. So if we don't initiate anything, then we don't achieve anything. It's as simple as that. And Aries is one of the best signs when it comes to initiation and taking action towards the goals that we set. Other planets here, we have Uranus has been in Aries since 2011 and been really digging up the things that we within ourselves that we didn't even know. So his lesson really is that there's far more to who we are than we may be currently aware of. And whenever he's involved, he tends to reveal those aspects of ourselves, often through a bit of a shock sort of nature, because Uranus is transpersonal. He's not a sign that our ego can easily handle, and it's like an agent of the soul. He breaks up the status quo, the structures that we've been using for a long time out of comfort, but are actually holding us back, and is asking us to really have the courage to individuate and acknowledge who we really are by facing the parts of ourselves that we've not been looking up to so far. And the other body that's been in Aries for a very long time now is Aries. Now, Aries has been fairly recently discovered, so her exact nature is still being understood through observing what's going on. But Aries in mythology is about the suppressed feminine. It's the part of ourselves that we shun, that we pretend doesn't exist. I mean, if you look at Aries' mythology, she was shunned from the past, she wasn't invited. So she's the parts of the feminine sides of ourselves, both for men and women, that have been denied for a very long time. So we all have our own ideas about the feminine, but tends to be about this soft, gentle aspects of the feminine which seem easy. But there's other side to the feminine which is far more primal, it's far more aggressive and raw, and it's a side of us that most of us are generally quite afraid to face, because we don't really like the idea that there's parts of ourselves that have been denied and suppressed and that we're not yet aware of. So we'll be feeling Aries a bit later in April itself when the Sun conjuncts her, but she's been here for a very long time, and she's been showing us the parts of ourselves that have been denied or suppressed, either through our own volition or suppression from the wider society. But With her in Aries, it's all about self-identity and reclaiming the denied parts of the feminine and reintegrating them into our sense of self. But initially she tends to feel quite discordant, because one of her additional name is Discordia, with the Latin name, and that gives us an idea that she tends to bring a bit of chaos to the picture. But at the end of the day, this chaos is the sort that's required to break down the old structures first in order to make space for new. You can't build a new building if you don't knock down the one that's currently holding the same ground at the moment. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there doing nothing, and we can't actually regenerate that part of ourselves. So this is what Aries is all about. She dissolves the old to some degree of chaos and discord, but it allows a whole new higher level of order to emerge in the long run. But we have to have the courage to face the chaos side first. And with her and Uranus both very close together at the moment, both of them bring an element of chaos, and then both of them bring a new level of order through change. But we have to, these are transpersonal energies and not the easy ones that our ego can handle from the other planets, but something to bear in mind. But this new moon in Aries is ruled by Mars, the sign that, or the planet that is home in Aries. Mars is in Taurus at the moment, so what this does is it kind of helps to tame the energy a little bit by helping us see where we need to take small steps, not the big grandiose fiery ones that I think we need to take. Mars in Taurus shows that we actually need to take small steady steps on a consistent basis in order to achieve our goals, because it's one thing to have all these grand ideas and to go after our goals, but we have to have patience with it as well. We can't just go charging ahead, because we'll then just burn out and we just won't achieve the goals in the long term. We need the steadying influence of Taurus, which is where Mars is at the moment, to have the patience to take the steady actions needed to manifest the goals. So at this time we've got a lot of Aries action demanding that we take action, and we may feel a lot of anger coming out as well. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. If the anger's been stored up, it needs to be let go of, because anger staying in the system eventually leads to ill health, and we can't exactly achieve anything if we're perpetually ill, because we don't actually deal with our stress and anger. But this anger, if we use things like exercise and everything like to keep ourselves grounded, then this anger can be transformed into courage and desire for positive change. But it's important that we face the anger first and don't deny it, because suppressed anger will inevitably sabotage our goals in the long run, because it doesn't go away, it just sits there inside ourselves, fermenting into something else, like resentment, blame, and desire to just blame our lack of luck and other things, when really if we actually take responsibility for ourselves, then we can achieve just about anything. But it is key that we avoid one of the shadow sides of Aries, which is impulsiveness and a lack of consideration for other people. So whatever we're doing, we need to remember Jupiter over in Libra is saying that remember other people at the same time. Don't just go charging into things without looking at the impact on other people. But at the end of the day, if we use this time wisely, we can actually achieve a hell of a lot of different goals, and we can get things started to develop over the course of the year. But if we take the action now, we actually get everything in motion. This is the time to be doing the action to initiate things, and then later on, that's when we consolidate our progress through the steady actions and through other kinds of research and integrating all the other signs into the process. But for the time being, our focus is Aries and the warrior, and this is a time to really take action, have the courage to take the necessary risks to manifest our goals, as long as what the actions that we take other people into consideration, so we don't harm other people. We just take actions that will improve ourselves, help us to achieve our goals, but ideally would also help other people around us as well, because we'll share a planet together. We can't just operate like a bunch of individuals, because that time is over. We're living in a time where there's a lot of change, a lot of chaos, and to really make things happen in a positive way, we have to learn to work together in communities. It's something that we would have had a long time ago, but for whatever reason we've decided that individualism is the way to go, and all this selfishness that we've seen around us is the end result of that. But now's the time to really think about what actions can we take to become authentic individuals, but also work together in communities to achieve goals which are really valuable, will empower ourselves and one another, and will allow us to have the courage to carve our own paths rather than blindly following the status quo, which we can see is dissolving around us through all the different revelations that Uranus is bringing up from Aries, where people are starting to realise that if things are going to change, we have to cultivate our own autonomy, we have to embrace our individual sovereignty, but at the same time this needs to be tempered with kindness and the willingness to help other people around us as well, as long as it's not done out of martyrdom or out of a desire to look impressive, but we're just doing it to bolster our self-image. So best of luck with this time. May the goals that you set bring a lot of lasting joy to you, and may this be a time of tremendous growth and discovery of who you are as an individual, and goals that you set, may they bring you self-empowerment, and may they help you in the long run become a truer version of yourself. Take care, many blessings for you.